Señor, me has mirado a los ojos, sonriendo, has dicho mi nombre en la arena, he dejado mi barca junto a ti, buscaré otro mar.
What is the difference between the people who have left the Catholic Church over the past 30 years and those who have stayed? Yesterday we began our discussion of this question. Today we will explore even further why the answer to this question holds the key to re-energizing the Catholic Church. It would be easy to escape into the complexity of this issue and say, well, there are many differences. We have spent the last 30 years lost down that rabbit hole. It is true, there are many differences between these two groups, but it is equally true, more so in fact, that one difference marks the essential difference between the 50 million people who have left the Catholic Church in the United States over the past 30 years and those who have stayed. What is the one thing? What is this essential difference? Those who believe don't leave. Believe what? Believe that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist. Those who believe this single truth may feel like they're not being fed. They may disagree with the way their priest is doing things. They may not like the direction the music is moving in. They may have different liturgical preferences. They may get divorced, and they may feel unseen and unwelcome in their parish community. And yet, despite all these things that have led millions of people to leave, they stay. They stay. Why? They believe Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist, and they know that only the Catholic Church can offer this gift to them. They might be able to go down the road and experience better preaching and more dynamic music, but they are simply not willing to give up the Eucharist in exchange for that. Why? Because that's a bad deal. But you have to know and believe that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist to understand how bad a deal it is to give that up for what is trivial by comparison. Those who believe don't leave. This single truth holds the power to change everything. The most effective way to slow and halt the exodus the Catholic Church is experiencing in the United States is to lead people to believe in the true presence of Jesus in the Eucharist. And the most effective way to bring people back to the Catholic Church will be by leading them to believe that Jesus is present in the Eucharist. And the most effective way to attract people to Catholicism who have never even considered becoming Catholic is by facilitating for them powerful encounters with Jesus Christ, who lives among us today in the Eucharist. We all know plenty of people who have left the church, and even more who have simply stopped practicing the faith. But how many people do you know who have left the Catholic Church who believe in the true presence? None, I suspect. I don't know any. I know a lot of people who have left the church, but I don't know any people who have left the church who believe that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist. And herein lies the answer. If we yearn to re-energize the Catholic Church in America, if we want to bring our friends and family home, if we want to spare future generations the pain and confusion that comes from leaving the church, the Eucharist is the answer. Specifically, powerful encounters that inspire belief in the true presence of Jesus Christ, body, blood, soul, and divinity in the Eucharist. This is the one thing, the Eucharist. Jesus present in our tabernacles and monstrances, Jesus waiting to give himself to us in communion during the holy sacrifice of the Mass. Those who believe don't leave. It's the one simple, beautiful truth that will change everything. That is why we put together 33 days to Eucharistic glory. That is why we established the International Society of the Eucharist. That's why we're committed to sharing this message as far and as wide as possible, because we have a dream. I have a dream. Those are among the most quoted words in the English language outside of the Bible. They're the words of Martin Luther King Jr. If he had stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial on that hot summer's day in 1963 and said, "I have a plan," would the speech have become one of the most memorable speeches of all time? I don't think so. The ability to dream is uniquely human and an extraordinary gift. This God-given ability to look into the future and imagine something in the future that is better, and then return to the present and work to bring about that better future is remarkable. And yet, sadly, it is massively underemployed in most people's lives. Think on it for a moment. When was the last time you used your God-given ability to chase down a personal dream? When was the last time together as Catholics we had a common dream and pursued it with relentless passion? I believe it is time we all started dreaming again. I realize the first response of many people will be to tell us why it won't work before we have even begun. But it is time to move beyond this defeatism and dream again as Catholics. Where are the possibility thinkers of our age? Will you be one? This is a time for Catholics to start dreaming, to envision bold possibilities, and to work together in collaboration with God to make those dreams a reality. So let me tell you a little about my dream, and then perhaps it can become our dream. I have a dream that the whole world would be consecrated to the Eucharist. One person at a time, one marriage at a time, one family at a time, one neighborhood at a time, one parish at a time, one diocese at a time, one country at a time. The whole world consecrated to Jesus in the Eucharist. Join me in this dream, and together we can do something bold and visionary. It is a bold dream, but isn't that what is needed? Isn't that what's needed? Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid, was Goethe's insight. Those mighty forces are Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and all their angels and saints. Isn't it time for Catholics to do something bold? It is my fervent hope that my dream will help fuel your dreams, and together as Catholics, we will become a people of possibility again. Trust, surrender, believe, receive. Have a great day, and remember, be bold, be Catholic. We are people of the Eucharist.